Today's lesson is angle-angle similarity. My learning objective for today is I can apply the angle-angle criterion to verify similar triangles, to apply the proportionality of the corresponding sides to solve problems. Okay, so let's start out with what is the angle-angle similarity theorem? If two corresponding angles are congruent, then the triangles are similar. So if I see that I have two pairs of corresponding angles are congruent, then I know the third set of angles are congruent, so I know my angle or my triangles are similar. So starting out with, I see I have one arc mark, so I know angle A is congruent to angle D, and I have two sets of arc marks. So I know angle B is congruent to angle D, so I can conclude that angle C and angle F are also congruent. So I can say that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Just to remind, the order of the letters matters, as these match up with my corresponding angles. Okay. All right, let's try some problems. Okay, let's determine whether the triangles are similar. So I'm looking for a yes or a no. If they are similar, then I'm going to write a similarity statement. So I'm looking at my two triangles here, and I see that angle D and angle G are congruent. They're both right angles. They're both 90 degrees. So I have one set of corresponding angles are congruent. So I'm going to use the fact that I know all three angles total 180. So I'm going to figure out what the missing angles are. So 90 minus 64 tells me this angle here is 26 degrees, or I could have figured out angle E to say 90 minus 26 to tell me angle E is 64 degrees. So I can say I have two pairs of angles. I can either say 90 and 64, or 90 and 26, or 64 and 26. But either way, I just need two pairs of angles to say that my triangles are similar. So since I said my triangles are similar, I'm going to write a similarity statement. So I'm going to say triangle CDE. So triangle CDE is similar to KGH. Triangle KGH. So I need to make sure I have my corresponding angles in my similarity statement set up correctly. Okay. So I have 26 degrees, 90 degrees, 64 degrees. So I need to make sure I have those set up. Let's try the next one. Determine whether the triangles are similar. If they are, write a similarity statement. So I'm going to take a look. So I'm going to find my missing angles. So I'm going to take 180 minus 99 minus 21, because I know all three angles total 180. So I know angle Y is 60 degrees. And 180 minus 61 minus 21 is 98 degrees. So angle S is 98 degrees. So I can look, I have two 21-degree angles, but then I have 61 and 60 and 98 and 99. So no, I only have one set of congruent angles. So they are not similar. When I am not similar, I do not have a similarity statement. Okay, let's try the next one. Show the two triangles are similar. I want to show that triangle ABE. So triangle ABE is similar to triangle ACD. So ACD. So if I set up my triangles to show that I have two sets of corresponding angles are congruent, so I would redraw this. Sometimes that's a little easier to see redrawn. So I'm going to draw my outside triangle again. So I can say for my triangles, angle B is congruent to angle C. So angle B is congruent to angle C. And then I also have angle A is congruent to angle A. Because this is the reflexive property, this is the same angle in both triangles. So since I have two pairs of congruent angles, then I have shown. So this is the reflexive property. Oops. Reflexive property of congruence. Okay, and these we showed are 52 degrees. So I have one pair of corresponding angles, two pair of corresponding angles. Okay, let's try number 4. Show the two triangles are similar. So triangle SVR. So SVR. So I want to show S and U are corresponding, V and V are corresponding, and R and T are corresponding. Two of the three. So right now I know these are vertical angles. So I can say angle SVR is congruent to angle UVR. And these are vertical angles. So this is my angle V in both. So my vertical angles are congruent. And then I have parallel lines here. So when I have parallel lines that are cut by a transversal, my alternate interior angles are congruent. So I could say for my second pair of angles that angle R is congruent with angle T. So these are alternate interior angles are congruent. Or if the same, I could say this transversal and these alternate interior angles. So angle S is congruent to angle U. Same thing for alternate interior angles are congruent. Okay, so either one. So just two of the three. If I show two of the three sets of corresponding angles are congruent, then I know my triangles are similar. Okay, so last example. How do I see this in the real world? So a flagpole casts a shadow that's 50 feet long. At the same time, a woman who is 64 inches tall casts a shadow 40 inches. How tall is the flagpole? So I am thinking about the sun. And when I see the sun, so if the sun is over here, the sun's rays come in parallel. So they're kind of coming in. So I have a shadow here. and I'm corresponding. So I have two different triangles I'm drawing here. So I have two triangles. So I have this small triangle with the person and a large triangle with the flagpole. So I'm just redrawing this with two pictures. So 64 inches tall and a flagpole casts a shadow that's 50 feet long. So here's 50 feet. And the woman's shadow is 40 inches. So 40 inches. So I'm just setting up some proportions. I'm trying to solve for the flagpole here. So I'm going to set up the first triangle over the second triangle and the ratios twice. So I'm going to say X and the corresponding side is going to be 64 inches in my second triangle. And then I'm going to come back to the first triangle, which is 50 feet. And the corresponding side is going to be 40 inches. So solving for X, I'm just cross multiplying. So my flagpole is going to be 64 times 50 divided by 40. So I get X is 80 feet. So my flagpole is 80 feet. Okay. So that is it.